Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are in that part of the story where, one moment, before the story begins, let me clear my vision. Yeah, so we are in the Adhyatma Ramayana, Ayodhyakand, chapter 6, and we are looking at the teachings of Laksmana to our Nishad Raj, Guha Maharaj. Sukham va yadi va dukkham sarva karma vishago naraha yad yad yathagatam tat tad bhuktva swasthamana bhavet न मे भोगागमे वाञ्छा न मे भोगविवर्जने आगच्छत्वथ मागत छत्वा भोगवशगो भवेत्. This is verse number 8 and 9. Hence, a person should bear to cope with all sorrows or happiness that comes along the way due to the effects of the past deeds with prarabdha. Lakshman ji is a karma yogi. He is ready to, he is only there to serve Sri Ram. And last week I explained that yes, on one hand, that all the joys and sorrows in our life are due to the prarabdha karma. Prarabdha doesn't appear in your life as opportunity, or in your life as, I think it is my prarabdha that I got a burnt chapati. That is not prarabdha. It is my prarabdha, it is my destiny that I got married to this person, or I got this type of child, or I met an accident, or n number of experiences. That is not prarabdha. What did we tell you prarabdha appears as in our life? As sukha dukkha, as joy and sorrows. And if our mind is in the right place, then event is an event. Event is an event. That one gulab jamun which gives you joy, the 10th gulab jamun makes you hate it, vomit it. What happened? So we must learn how to interact with what is taking place in our life every moment. That's the alertness that is required. Satarkta. And what is this satarkta? Rather than go into the prarabdha presupposes a doer. Are we here to reinforce the doer in our life? Or are we here to merge into the universal self, the infinite. Then everything that is happening in our life is by His grace. That vision must be there in the back of our mind. When you're functioning in the day, at every moment, how do you perform your actions? Yad yad yatha gatam tat tat bhuktva swasthamana bhavet. And here it says that you deal, you face, you go through what life is throwing at you. What life is throwing at you? Whatever it throws. How do you take it? So you take it with great fortitude, indifference. What is indifference? Vairagya, forbearance, endurance, equanimity, and calmness of the mind. Sukha dukkha same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yuddhasva na shochati na kankshati. I think we talked about it last week, so you can go in detail. And as a consequence, so be calm in the mind, be equanimous, be non-reactionary to whatever is taking place in your life. And as a consequence, he should remain calm, cheerful, happy, and serene. Okay, same thing. Tat tat bhuktva swastha mana bhavet. Swastha. Stha is the verb. Sangita. Stha. Tishtha.
Tishtha? Yeah, I had to unmute it. I know it.
Stha tishtha. So here, stha is to be placed, and where you are placed, where you are located, where you are standing, swa, in yourself. See, swastha means health. Be swastha mana bhavet. If you follow this with great fortitude, you do not complain for everything that is happening in your life, you will come into your mind will be healthy. And that healthy mind, swastha, the word, if you break it up, you are that mind which is oriented towards the divine, who is sitting in the divine, who is standing in the divine, not thinking about the variety. Then what should be done with the variety? Have vairagya towards the variety. Have indifference towards the variety. Have forbearance towards the variety. Have a joyful endurance towards the variety. Have equanimity towards the variety. Now this is a lesson for us. This is how we must move around in our life on a daily basis. Name bhoga game vancha, name bhoga vivarjane. And he says, we do not desire to acquire and enjoy pleasures of the sense organs and the objects of this materialistic world. See? We do not desire to acquire. If they come, let them come. If they go, let them go. If the crown of the Ayodhya is coming, let it come. No reaction. If it is being taken away, let it be taken away. No reaction. This is the lesson our Laksmana has learnt. Nor do we wish to abandon or forsake them. So what is the rule with which we move through life? With regards to people, objects, opportunities, mishaps, miseries, unfavorable circumstances, experiences, events, locations, space, thoughts, health, ill health. But what should be our attitude? Accept everything. Good, bad, ugly, everything. Accept everything. Reject nothing. Do not run away from what life is presenting you. Rejecting means I hate this, I dislike this. Very emotionally charged reaction. No. Don't reject anything. Accept. Accept everything, reject nothing. But the third part is the most important. What is that? Retain nothing. Don't make a memory of anything. How do we make a memory of anything? Anything in even the minusculest event in our life, including this pulling my ear or doing this. If I do it right now, it is happening as a default. But if I start looking at my hair, okay, even my hair, oh, I pull it so many times, has it become long, blah, blah, blah. That memory has gone into my mind. Now I have spoken about it, it has gone into the mind. Whatever in life that is going on in the outside or the inner world, if we react to it with emotion, the greater the emotion, the greater the intensity, deeper will be your memory. Deeper will be the impression etched in your mind. And that deeply etched emotion as the memory, as the conviction, then appears as prarabdha later on. Then what is the smart way of living? Accept everything, reject nothing, retain nothing. Here Laksmana Bhagwan is giving one of the highest teachings. We do not desire to acquire and enjoy pleasures of the sense organs. So don't run after them. They can never be yours. They have never been yours. They can never be yours. And they will never be yours. Just as we cannot catch a moving river, flowing river, similarly, we cannot catch the changing world. Impossible. But that's what the man is trying to do, day in and day out. So don't run after the gila kachra and sukha kachra. Don't run after don't try to repeat any experience, as esoteric, mysterious as it may be. Don't try to repeat it. Whether they come or not, whether we acquire them, whether we can enjoy them or not, we are not dependent, subservient, reliant on them. We do not yearn for or bother about them for our happiness. Why we don't bother about them for our happiness? Because we are happiness incarnate. We are of the nature of happiness as the consciousness. And the moment we become dependent for our happiness on the dry garbage or the wet garbage, or on the experiences, or on anything in this creation, you have moved away from yourself. The answer was with you as you. The moment we are extroverted, the moment we are outward, that very moment, the whole plot is lost, so to say. न मे भोगागमे वाञ्छा न मे भोग विवर्जने आगच्छत्व भोगवशगो भवेत्. Contemplate on these one or two, the previous verse and this verse. I think the message keeps moving on. यस्मिन् देशे च काले च यस्माद्वा येन केन वा कृतं शुभाशुभं कर्म भोज्यं तत्तत्र नान्यथा अलम हर्ष विषादाभ्याम शुभाशुभफलोदये विधात्रा विहितं यद्यत् तदलङ्घ्यं सुरासुरैः यस्मिन् देशे च काले च यस्माद्वा येन केन वा कृतं शुभाशुभं कर्म. That's the only right. Bhojyam tattatra nanyatha. In whichever country, deshe, yasmin, whichever, deshe, country, place, not just country, place also. Kale cha, in whichever time, cha yasmadva kena yena kenava. In whichever place or country or whatever time one does good or bad, yena kenava, auspicious or krutam shubha ashubham karma, does good or bad karma, auspicious, performs auspicious or inauspicious deeds, then what will happen? Bhojyam tattatra na anyatha. Na anyatha. Whatever deeds he has performed, for performance of deeds, what is required? A doer. If a doer is performing a deed, a memory will be formed. We have to become empty. That is the whole journey of spirituality. And allow the infinite to function through. And you get out of the way. For that, people take drugs, alcohol, smoke. They become workaholic. Or they sleep whole day. Why? They want empty mind. But these are all unhealthy ways. So in whichever country or whichever time one does good or bad. So there is a karta, or there is a doer, performs auspicious or inauspicious deeds, meaning he accepts that I have done some good deeds, I gave donation here, I helped that Mahatma to eat, I helped that, I gave him a blanket, I offered donation to the temple, and inauspicious deed. You can remember so many of them. Regrets of life are all inauspicious. It leaves a guilt behind. Bad mouthing someone, speaking ill words, and so on. Here it says, without doubt he has to enjoy or suffer its consequences accordingly. So if there is a doer, there will be and he's performing a deed. In Sanskrit, karma, there will be karma phala. If we are taking the ownership of action, then there will be karma phala. Actor identified with activity is called actor identified with activity, or doer identified with activity, then that activity is called as karma. And as long as karma is being performed, there is karma phala. What do we have to do? We have to perform the activity in such a way, because understand this much. You are not initiating the activity. Activity is happening. If you catch this point, great transformation will take place. Activity is taking naturally. Hunger is coming naturally. Hair is growing naturally. You are putting on weight naturally. You are not doing anything. Weight is going on. Sleep is coming naturally. Waking up is happening naturally. Sneeze is coming naturally. Hiccups are coming naturally. Eyes blinking naturally. Everything is happening naturally. Some idiot from behind comes when something happens. Eyes blink. My attention goes to the eyes blink. I am blinking. I am hungry. I am awake. I am sleepy. I am healthy. I am not healthy. He takes ownership of activity that is already. He did not initiate. It is happening. It's happening by itself. See? If he can come to a disposition where he allows the activity to take place without identifying with the activity, then what will happen? Before he got identified with the activity, that activity was called now karma, and with the karma there was a karma phala. Now you are not identifying with the activity. Will there be a karma phala? I am asking question. Will there be a karma phala?
No, Swamiji.
Then what will be there?
This only karma will happen, but no karma phala.
No. If there is no identification with the activity, there is no karma also. How can there? Activity is called kriya, is called karma if there is a doer.
Okay. Kriya will happen, but no karma. Okay.
Activity will continue, but there is no owner of the activity. There is no doer of the activity. Then will there be karma phala? No.
No.
Then what will be there? There will be kriya phala. Every activity must give you a result in a consequence. Karma phala is binding. Kriya phala is non-binding. No memory is created of kriya phala. For karma phala, there is precipitation of memory. Catch this point. See? And this is what is told here, that where are we? In whichever country or whatever time one does good or bad, auspicious or inauspicious deeds, karma, without doubt he has to suffer its consequences accordingly. So if you do good deeds, you will have good consequences. If you do bad deeds, you will have bad consequences. See, examples come walking to me. Today, 2 hours they ate my head in the afternoon. Who are there? Some Sri Lankan fellows. And they have come. Swamiji, we want to go and do Narayana Nag Bali in Trembakeshwar in India. Do you know someone, this, that? Yeah, okay. Why you? So today I asked them, after everything was organized, I said, why you want to go and do it? No, we don't believe in anything, but we want to do it because it is the right thing. If you don't believe it, what's the point of doing it? Non-committal, but at the same time some fear is inside. But they want to show that they are cool. They don't believe in God or all that blah blah, but they want to go and do this thing. Why? Then the story came. What? Somewhere in their family in the past, that is their father, the person who came, his father, his 4 brothers The moment they were born, they died. Then this fifth one, he was told by one priest or some soothsayer, go to the temple and pray. And he prayed. And to pacify the Lord, the Naga, he changed his name, something, Nagalingam or something like that. I don't know what. But something has happened. Something has, even though the change of name has not brought about the pacification of that force, which is creating this havoc in their family. And in that man who changed his name, the father, he has his children. The first four brothers, their first four people, 3 or 4, once they were born, after a few years, each one of them died. Now then few of them are left, mainly all girls and 3 boys, big family. Out of 12 now only 6 are left. Even in these 6, every child, whenever they are born, they are almost about to die, but somehow they survive. So this data they have. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And immediately, when you are looking, then answers also come. So there, without going too much in detail in the story, immediately came that we must do Narayana Nagbali at Triambakeshwar. It is a 3-day process of some puja. Then what will happen? Then that Naga Devata, that error in someone's ancestor's life will be corrected. Maybe they killed a snake, maybe they did something wrong to someone, maybe to a sadhu, we don't know what it was. And we don't need to know. It is only to pacify the negative forces who are creating disruption in our life. And not a small one, big one, all these. See? This is due to all this. Continuation, lineage, karma flowing from one generation to the next. See? We are so identified. Is it that if I don't identify with my ancestors, then I'll be free from the onslaught of the error that happened so many generations ago? It is possible to be free. If you decide you are not the body, then there is nothing to worry about. But we accept ourselves that we are products of our parents. This body came from parents. Parents had their parents had their parents, and we are a part of a continuum. The seed is being sown again and again, and eventually we have come. See? So as long as we feel we are the body, then the effects also will affect you. If we are not of the body, it will still affect. It will still affect what? The body. But the owner is missing. The owner is missing. So Kriya Phala is there, but Karma Phala is not there. In common man, Karma Phala is there, which precipitates as memory. Kriya Phala is not there. In wise men, Kriya Phala is there, but Karma Phala is not there. They also go through ups and downs in their life, hunger and thirst in their life, praise and insult in their life. good bed and hard bed or soft bed in their life, just like Ramchandra ji is going through. But is he creating a memory of it? No. He's accepting everything as it is. Do we live our life in this manner? Accepting everything as it is? For that, we have to be extremely alert and vigilant. Are we getting carried away by our desires, or are we in ourselves, as the consciousness? If that is too much, it's too abstract for you, then keep your mind hooked onto the Lord's name with deep love and devotion. It will lead you to the same point. If at all you want to do karma and you can't find a way of getting out of karma, then do the karma of chanting the name of the Lord with deep emotion, with deep reverence, with deep involvement and entanglement with the divine principle. Choose one, because that deep love, involvement, entanglement in the world is not going to give you anything. Till today, the world has not given anything to anyone except a roller coaster life of joys and sorrows. So are we here only to experience joy one moment and sorrow the next, and joy again and sorrow the next? Or are we here to recognize that we are all that there is? And this is the point that he's making. I have spoken a lot more, but then he says, Alam harsha vishadabhyam shubha shubha phalodaye. Alam, enough. It must come in our life someday. Alam. Enough of this world. Enough of this indulgence. Enough of this gila kachra, sukha kachra. Enough of this involvement, entanglement. Till this alam word, enough. Whether you are smoking, whether you are drinking, whether you are taking too many, vitamin tablets, enough. As if vitamin tablets are going to keep you healthy forever. Enough of everything. Enough of body identification. Enough of living in past. Enough of expecting in future. Na shochati na kangshati. Then what do? Sukha dukkha same kritva. Remain equanimous. So enough. Alam. He says, Alam harsha vishada bhyam. Hence, with the sprouting of the ripening of the fruit of auspicious good righteousness or inauspicious bad unrighteous deeds and demeanors, it is useless and in vain to feel happy or sorrowful, because of the edict, what is ordained by the Creator cannot be violated by either the gods or the demons. So, if you have heard us speaking, anytime someone tells me, Swamiji, this is our karma, it must be a result of our karma. One person is there here, she is not getting a job. I think it is because of my karma that I am not getting a job. And it was as if someone called me for bhiksha on Wednesday. I went. Out of the blue, I don't even know them. Only one somewhere in temple I met, and they called, Swamiji, please come for bhiksha. It's been a long time, as if they know me for so long. I don't know. I said, okay, bhiksha ke liye to hum hamesha tayar hote hain. Went there, talked. They told me about this and that and everything. And as if whatever they did. But this girl's husband, he is looking for a job. They just migrated. So I said, hey guys, you're doing courier business. see if our one boy you can fix in your business. Just like that, I said. Now he's working with them. So it is our good karma that the job came through you, Swamiji. Karma. Why that person thought of me, why that person called me, why that person told me about his business, I don't have anything to ask. Then out of the blue, suddenly this fellow's thought came. I said, see if you can do something for him, and it all clicked. Is this karma? It is his will. We must move in our life only dedicated, only thinking about him. He is performing. He is making the hunger come. He is making the eyes blink. He is making the hiccups come, sneeze happen, waking dream, deep sleep happen. Everything is his doing. Get out of the way. You are not doing anything. You cannot do anything. You don't have the capacity to do anything. Something will happen in this world. As long as this world is there, something will happen. But to put it under the heading of prarabdha, my karma phala, oh Bapre, why you are sabotaging your life by thinking in this way? Smarter way is, everything is his will, so be it. When we think about my karma phala, I must have done good deeds, so it has happened, the attention has not gone on Lord. The attention has gone on, I did good deeds in my past life, in my yesteryears. That's why I'm getting good results right now. Attention remains on the ego, on the doership. A seeker, if we are the seekers, our name of the game is to dissolve the doer. And there's only one way. He is the ultimate doer. We are not the doer. And that is what is told here. Alam harsha vishadabhyam shubha ashubha phalodaye. Enough of harsha, enough of joys, enough of vishadabhyam, enough of sorrow, and auspicious and inauspicious results. Vidhatra vihitam yadyata. Vidhata vihitam. Everything is happening by his will. Vidhata means the Lord. Everything is happening by his will. Yattada alangyam suraihi. And his will cannot be changed even by the gods or the asuras, the demons. What do? Look at yourself. What do? Vastu, should my house be, entrance should be facing east or west or south or north? I have come across people whose house is facing east and they have had a terrible experience in that house. And I have come across people whose house is facing the south and they are very happy. We create these in our mind. Where do we roam around? Oh, it is all I think my bad karma is showing up. I must pacify the Navagraha Devatas. Go break the coconut and go round and round and round and round. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukuru Sudhari Barana Raghubara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kapalachari. Invoke Lord Hanuman to remove all obstacles from your life. Nothing wrong. But you must understand that it is that one divine alone who's functioning through Hanuman. It is that one divine alone who's expressing through the Navagraha Devatas. Our attention should be on Navagraha Devatas. Our attention should be on that Vidhata, on that supreme controller who is managing everything without thinking, without initiating anything, everything is happening. But we want immediate results, instant results. So we have not seen the Vidhata. Our is always MOU. What is our MOU with the Lord? I have all the desires but no power. You have all the power but no desire. So let's combine your power and my desires. And I'll keep praying you again and again. I'll keep breaking coconuts every Saturday. I'll keep lighting lamp every day. I'll keep studying scriptures every day. But don't forget the MOU. Your infinite powers and my infinite desires. The more I think about you, then both our infinite desires and infinite power must join together so that I can become more powerful in this world, so that I can become more rich in this world. And some people do all this so that I can do more good in this world. Lokeshana. This way is not the right manner. You do it, you remember the Lord for the sake of the Lord. Here Laksmana ji is saying that, where are we? Hence, with the sprouting and ripening of the fruits of auspicious or inauspicious deeds and demeanors, it is useless to feel happy or sorrowful because of the edict because everything is happening by the will of Creator, the Supreme Lord, the Vidhata, and it cannot be violated, it cannot be superseded, it cannot be overcome by either the gods or the demons. Nothing is happening without the will of God. Now don't start thinking, God is thinking there, Acha, this fellow has not lighted lamp for 2 days, so let me give him some mirch masala experience. He is not like that. He is Satchidanand Swarup. So the game that he is playing is also Satchidanand Swarup. From his point of view, there is no opposites. There are no opposites. From sun's point of view, there is no day and night opposite. From space point of view, there is no directions. From gold's point of view, there are no ornaments. So take it, understand it correctly. When we say the divine will is that I alone am. It is not the way you and me think. That is not the divine will. But how can we so tiny think such big we have? That's why we complain only. Sarvada sukha dukkhabhyam nara pratyavaruddhyate shariram punya papabhyam utpannam sukha dukkhavata sukhasyanantaram dukkham dukkhasyanantaram sukham dvayametaddhi jantunam alanghyam dinaratrivata. A man is constantly surrounded by a variety of sorrows, agonies, and happiness and joy because the human body is the result of a cocktail. And what is the cocktail? The cocktail of good and bad, sin and evil, and goodness and auspiciousness. and is therefore naturally subjected to their inherent characteristics and qualifying features. See? So what is the auspicious and what is the sin? What is this body made up of? The tears are auspicious and the urine is inauspicious. Is it? Nothing like that. Then what is auspicious and inauspicious here? What is this cocktail that the body is? It is a cocktail of consciousness and inertness. Consciousness is auspicious. Inertness, the way we know it, is inauspicious. Why? It is continuously changing. Consciousness is of the nature of light, is the light of all lights. It is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa. And what is body? Made out of mala, mutra, phlegm, fecal matter, urine, flesh, bone marrow, all dirty things only. And what is its journey? Oh, continuous change. Birth, growth, disease, decay, death can never remain constant. And what is this consciousness? Ever remains constant. And how we are living, we want that this body must remain constant. Now, ashakya anusandha. An impossibility we are wanting to make possible. Then you start getting all the lipstick and the Lakme and the hair colors. Why? At the body level, we want to remain young. We want to remain healthy. We want to look good. It can never. By nature, it is like that. Birth, growth, disease, decay, death. It can never remain constant. And consciousness, it is ever constant. But you have forgotten that constancy of the consciousness and taken yourself to be the waking consciousness, the dream consciousness, and the sleep consciousness. And you're shunting around, moving around miserably. So this is the cocktail of the human body. And this body, the nature of this body is changed. The nature of this body is whatever is inside. Sometimes it will be healthy, sometimes it will be unhealthy. Sometimes it will be hungry, sometimes it will be not hungry. Sometimes it will be awake, sometimes it will be sleeping. Opposites. And it will run, it will keep going through that. When we are talking about body, we are not only talking about physical body. We are talking about the body, mind, intellect. The Panchakoshas is the body. At the physical level, what are the opposites? Heat and cold will continue to prosecute. Sometimes you feel hot, sometimes you don't feel hot. Sometimes you feel cold, sometimes you don't feel cold. At the breath level, sometimes you feel hungry, sometimes you don't feel hungry. Sometimes you feel thirsty, sometimes you don't feel thirsty. At the mental level, sometimes you like, sometimes you don't like. And sometimes you don't like, and sometimes that thing you like. At the intellect level, eye level, sometimes someone says and it doesn't even affect you. Another time you react to that fellow. Insult and praise. If someone praises you, you look at it. Why is he praising me? What does he want from me? I don't even know him. How come he's saying so good things about me? This is how the Panchakoshas function. This is Panchakoshas. It's got nothing to do with the other aspect of this body, which is consciousness. All this functioning, coming, going, thinking, past, future, everything is for this Panchakoshas. For this I, which is in the intellect, which is taking ownership of, which is taking the ownership of the Panchakoshas. Get out. Be the one. Sukhasyanantaram dukkham, dukkhasyanantaram sukham, dvayame jantunam alangyam vina dinaratrivata. Sorrow, agony follows happiness. So what is the journey of life in this body? Sorrow will be followed by joy. Joy will be followed by sorrow. Success will be followed by defeat. Defeat will be followed by success. No one can be eternally successful. No one can be eternally sorrowful. In this relative world, this is how it is. And here he says, Dvayam jantunam alanghya dinaratrivada. Alanghya. You cannot avoid them. You have to go through the opposites. Both of them are sequential. They come after the other. Day will come after night, night will come after day. You can't say, I want day, no night. It's not possible only. And that's what we are doing. I want health. It will not be possible from body point of view. Unless and until we don't shift our orientation towards the divine, who is beyond the health and ill health, who is beyond all opposites, then you will transcend all these opposites, but there will be no one there in that as an individual to say, now I am free of everything. There's nobody left because you are merged into the divine. So here he is talking about the principle of, because he is talking to whom? He is talking to Guha. Who is Guha? He is the king of the boatmen. Simple people. Simple language is being used. That joy is followed by sorrow, sorrow will be followed by joy. This is the eternal way of a relative life. You cannot escape it. Here he says, both of them are sequential and unavoidable by the creatures. Which creatures? Anyone. Wherever there is life expressing through body, that body will go through all this. Whether it is a snake, whether it is a rat, whether it is a anything or anyone. Anyone, wherever consciousness and matter are coming together. Like the day and night. Dina ratri vata. Dina is day, ratri is. We cannot avoid it. So to complain and sit here, I want day only, we invite misery into our life. I wish the sun comes up late, I want to sleep longer. We are inviting misery only. Expectation. This is what we are doing in our life. I want things to be like this only, I want things to be like that only. Inviting problems, inviting irritation, agitation, discontentment. Then what is to be done? This is that same verse, Sukha Dukkha Samay Kritva. Then he says, Sukhamadhye sthitam dukkham, dukhamadhye sthitam sukham, which is talking different. Dvayamannyonya sanyuktam prochate jalapankavata. Tasmad dhairyena vidvamsa ishta nishtopapattishu. Ya rushyanti na muhyanti sarvam mayeti bhavanat. Sorrow and agonies are inherent, integral, and occupied to happiness and joy, and vice versa. Both of them have the same relationship with each other as water has with slush. What is that? They are inseparable. They coexist. Day and night coexist. In the womb of the night is the day, and in the womb of the day is the night. What was told here before? Sukham madhye sthitam dukkham. In the middle of the joy, there is sorrow. In the middle of the sorrow, there is joy. This you can understand in another way. If you get too attached to the joy, you will get sorrow. If you get too attached to the sorrow and become totally depressed, totally down and under, like we are, then there will be joy. You break through it. If you go through
Alert from no backups for 774 days.
I am teaching only no backups. Sukhamadhye sthitam dukkham, dukhamadhye sthitam sukham, dvayam anyonya sanyuktam prochyate jalapankavata. So both are located in the other. One is located in the other. The one, meaning both are coexisting. One cannot be without the other. Day cannot be without night. Night cannot be without day. Prochate jalapankavatas, just as the example is taken, just as the relationship of water and slush. Coexisting. Tasma dhairyena vidvamsa ishta nishtopapattishu. This is why the wise ones regard everything as an illusion and bear with fortitude, forbearance and equanimity both success or disaster without having either the emotions of delight and happiness or anguish and remorse at it. That is sorrow and happiness depend on the outlook of the person to a given set of circumstances. This is the ultimate. What is the first statement? Everything is an illusion. What is an illusion? That which appears but actually is not. So what is appearing? The whole dream is appearing. Why is it not appearing? Because the moment you wake up, it vanishes. And you can never enter into the same dream. I understand that about the dream. What about the waking? Waking is also the same, but it's happening very slowly. So you think that it is continuous. Is your body the same as yesterday? It looks like that. How old were you yesterday? So many years minus 1 day. Today what are you? Yesterday plus 1 more day. And so your age has changed. Today did you take bath? Yes. Did you lose hair? Yes. So become balder compared to yesterday. Everything, the nature of the creation itself is change. Nature of creation itself is change. Change is only an appearance on the changeless. Change, the changing, the waves. They are only an appearance on the waters. Because when you touch that changing wave, coming and going wave, what are you touching? What are you tasting? What are you feeling? Are you tasting, feeling, touching water, or are you touching the wave? You're touching water. But we are fascinated by the wave. We are fascinated by the ornament. We are fascinated by the name and form. Name and form is the illusion. Lakshman Bhaiya is saying. Then what should we do? Bear it with fortitude. Again, the same point is bear it with न हृष्यन्ति न मुह्यन्ति sarvam mayeti bhavanat. Don't face it with fortitude, forbearance, equanimity, quiet mind. And what will happen if you have these few qualities? With this attitude, you move toward face all the change. Then you will not get excited when things are going conducive, and you will not get depressed when things are not going conducive. See? So, what is the learning here? The learning is that all the joys and sorrows, all the joy, any situation can be joyful for one person and sorrowful for another. Then where is the problem? The problem is in our attitude of approach. 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Activity does not matter because you didn't create the activity, it's happening anyway. Your attitude, your intention towards the activity matters, which makes it a good activity or a bad activity or an equanimous activity. Or you remain equanimous, the I. If it identifies with this is a wonderful thing, it's an opportunity, excitement, positive. Other way, negative. And what is the preferred approach? Equanimous. Neither getting swayed by positive nor getting swayed by negative. So he says the happiness, the sorrow and the happiness depends on the outlook of the person to a given set of circumstance. Many years ago, one lady from Doncaster or Box Hill, something border, she called early morning, 7:30. Swamiji, first to crying only, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, she was crying. And in that, Swamiji, I want to commit suicide. Please help me, I want to commit suicide. I am tired of my life. I don't want to take care of anything. And I don't have any interest in this world. I want to die. And she's crying away, sobbing away on the other end of the phone. And what do you do? She is also in the same world. I am also in the same world. And without second thought, I gave her 10 to 15 different options of how to commit suicide there and then. And as I was going, brainstorming was going on with myself, and I'm coming up with one after the other options of how to commit. No, maybe not this, maybe you can do this, maybe not this, maybe you can do this. And while I am going through that list of possible options by which she can commit suicide, she started laughing. World is the same, family is the same, situations are the same. Just few seconds ago, she was so down and under that she wanted to commit suicide. Where few seconds later, maybe a minute later, she is laughing at her own foolishness. So what is our outlook? When people come to us, we don't, if they come with a problem, we don't say, oh, yes, it is very big problem, what is this, your problem? My problem is bigger than yours. we don't do that. We just give them a different way of looking at the same problem, at the same world, at the same situation that they're in life. That's all that happens. Psychiatrist makes you think of the same problem again and again and again and again to milk you of the falloose. We don't even want to know your problem. Little bit you say, okay, now how do we change it about? Okay, let's see. Change the orientation of the person. Not by converting a person. No, let him change it himself. I can't change it for him. I can give options. This is the situation. See if you look at it in this manner. His attitude towards life changes. His attitude towards his misery changes. One person is there with cancer. In the early years, 15 years, it was in remission, then it came back again remission, again it came back. Now it's a hopeless case. Now if next time, if something happens, she's gone. That person is gone. But in the early years, same cancer, now also same cancer. In the early years, it was not that severe. Now it is spread all through the body. But when it was not severe, I don't want to die. I'm still young. I've got such a long life in front of me. I want to play with my grandchildren. I want to see my children married. Blah, 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 blah. Continuously sad and depressed and crying at her own misery. Why I got into this situation? What karmas I did that I have got cancer? You did not do anything. It is his will. Few years passed, one remission, second remission. Now what is the feeling? I don't know why this cancer has come. It is his will. I am ready. Now after 15 years, many years ago, I am ready. She talks, she plays, she watches TV, she does everything. But she is not afraid of death now. In the same cancer, before she was afraid. Now she is unafraid. She is accepted. Que sera, whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, whatever will be, will be. It's not this type of, this what we have just said, that should not lead to hopelessness. Instead, it should lead to equanimity. That whatever is happening in this world is not in my control. It is happening. If I identify with it, I will go through the joys, through the opposites, joys and sorrows, success, failure. And if I have been going through that all my life and I don't want it, enough of it, then even while living the same life, I just change the attitude. I am the undisturbed principle. I am the witnessing consciousness. I'm the one who has recognized that this is the nature of matter. This is the nature of the Panchakoshas. This is the nature of the illusion. This is the nature of Maya. Appearing, disappearing, manifesting, unmanifesting. Then you are sane. Then you are a Dhira Purusha. If you identify, react, expect, regret, then you are a Jiva. Nobody can help you except yourself. है ना मजेदार? So in this way, we'll chant this from verse number 4 to verse number 15. This is called the Laksmana Gita. तच्छ्रुत्वा लक्ष्मणः प्राह सखे शृणुवचो मम कः कस्य हेतुर्दुःखस्य कश्च हेतु सुखस्य वा स्वपूर्वार्जितकर्मैव कारणं सुखदुःखयोः सुखस्य दुःखस्य न कोऽपि दाता परो ददातीति कुबुद्धिरे. Oh, tune is different. दुःखस्य सुखस्य दुःखस्य न कोऽपि दाता परो ददातीति कुबुद्धिरेषा अहं करोमीति वृथाभिमानः स्वकर्मसूत्रग्रथितो हि लोकः सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन द्वेष्यमध्यस्थबान्धवाः स्वयमेवाचरन् कर्मं तथा तत्र विभाव्यते. सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स्वकर्मवशगो नरः यद्यथागतं तत्तद् भुक्त्वा स्वस्थमना भवेत्. न मे भोगागमे वाञ्छा न मे भोगविवर्जने आगच्छत्वथमागच्छत्व भोगवशगो भवेत्. यस्मिन् देशे च काले च यस्माद्वा येन केन वा कृतं शुभं कर्म भोज्यं तत्तत्र नान्यथा अलं हर्षविषादाभ्यां शुभाशुभफलोदये विधात्रा विहितं यद्यत् तदलङ्घ्यं सुरासुरैः सर्वदा सुखदुःखाभ्यां नरः प्रत्यस्वरूपते नरप्रत्यवरुध्यते. शरीरं पुण्यपापाभ्याम् उत्पन्नं सुखदुःखवत् सुखस्यानन्तरं दुःखं दुःखस्यानन्तरं सुखं द्वयमेतद्धि जन्तूनाम् अलङ्घ्यं दिनरात्रिवत्. सुखमध्ये स्थितं दुःखं दुःखमध्ये स्थितं सुखं द्वयमन्योन्यसंयुक्तं प्रोच्यते जलपङ्कवत्. तस्माद्धैर्येण विद्वांस इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु न हृष्यन्ति न मुह्यन्ति सर्वं मायेति भावनात्. Iti Sri Lakshmana Gita. Just while I was chanting, one thought came, and that is Sukha Madhye Sthitam Dukkham, Dukha Madhye Sthitam Sukham. How each Sukha Dukha, how are they in the middle of, in the womb of the other? Just like in the womb of the seed is the tree, and in the womb of the tree is the seed. Each one is purak to each other. One cannot be without the other. Same way, all the Sukha Dukkha are the same. In and out is same. Everything in this creation is based on that principle. Manifestation, unmanifestation. Pravritti, nivritti. Involvement and withdrawal. In the womb of withdrawal, there is involvement. In the womb of involvement, there is withdrawal. And that is how the whole life of ours is. So is told by Lakshman Maharaj to Guha. Then what happens? टाइम हो गया है, थोड़ा सा है. गुह लक्ष्मणयोरेवं भाषतोर्विमलं नभः बभूव रामः सलिलं स्पृष्ट्वा प्रातः समाहितः उवाच शीघ्रं सुदृढां नावमानय मे सखे श्रुत्वा रामस्य वचनं निषादाधिपतिर्गृहः गुहः स्वयमेव दृढां नावम् आनिनाय सुलक्षणां स्वामिन्नारुह्यतां नौकां सीतया लक्ष्मणेन च. While Guha and Lakshman were talking with each other, the dawn illuminated the sky. Then Sri Ram became alert and carefully sipped a palmful of water and did his daily purification rituals. After that he said, "Oh friend, bring a strong boat for me soon." Hearing those words of Sri Ram, the Lord of the Nishad community himself brought a boat with an auspicious make and markings and submitted, "O Lord, board the boat along with Sita and Lakshman." In this, now that washing his feet and all that, I don't know if it comes in this one, but we will see that in the next class. So in this way, in different parts of this Adhyatma Ramayana, just as in Tulsi Ramayana, suddenly great teachings by way of Ram giving instructions to Lakshmana. Now Lakshman is giving instruction to Guha. After some time, when Sita is taken away by Ravana, Lakshman will again try to give teachings. What he has learned from Ram, he will give it back to Ram so that his mind quietens down from the loss of Sita ji. And it goes on. Many places in the whole of Ramayana, these incidents are there. So our attention remains on that infinite. And the actual game that is being played out in this world, don't get lost in the game with ownership of the game. Play the game, remain equanimous. Only when you are equanimous, you can play the game 110%. If you are in the game as one of the players, you have lost the plot. You can never perform 100% in life. And that is this whole teaching that was told here. It covers in Bhagavad Gita in one verse, Sukha Dukkha Same Kritva, that particular verse. So implement, change your attitude towards any situation that life is throwing at us and be happy. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Bian.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Chalo. Good.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Pramila.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om. I'll sign out.
Hari Om Swamiji. Now I'll see you in Sydney.
I'll see you in Sydney. Yep.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.